Hello guys, welcome to this final unit of this level number 13. This is unit 4 and well, in this unit you will learn to tell a story using multiple past tenses. That's the whole idea of this final unit, unit number 4. Remember that the basic tense in the past is the simple past, but we will be using other two tenses, okay? So let's begin with the introduction in this first lesson. And as you can see, we have two types of situations, okay? The first one, well, they don't have to be in order. They could be in either order. I will show you the different ways you can use both of these tenses, okay? So as you can see, we're going to use two. A situation in action, which is the past continuous, and a situation that interrupts a specific action, in this case, this situation that is in action, okay? So remember that this situation that interrupts will be the simple past. So we're going to be using two tenses, the past continuous and the simple past. So as you can see, we have an example. While I was sleeping, right? So remember, this is an example of a situation in the past. Everything and all of the information here will have to do with the past. So while I was sleeping, right, this is a situation in action. Now we're going to include a situation interrupting this action, right? So I had a bad dream, and probably this bad dream woke you up, okay? So it is interrupting this action that is this action, yes, that is undergoing. In this case, you were sleeping, and something that interrupts, in this case, your bad dream, right? So while I was sleeping, I had a bad dream, right? This situation interrupts this action. All right. So here we have a little bit of a graphic way to show it, and as you can see, you have two ways to express. It doesn't matter the order. For example, in the first one, we have while I was sleeping, right? So this is number one, situation in progress. Then I had a bad dream. So something interrupted your sleep, right? In this case, your bad dream, right here with number two. Or you could switch it and you simply say, I had a bad dream while I was sleeping. Again, so this is the situation that interrupted your action. So I had a bad dream while I was sleeping, right? This situation in progress. So you could use both. It depends on the order. The only small difference is that you will be using a comma if you're going to use the situation in progress at first, right? So while I was sleeping, comma, I had a bad dream. Or if you're going to use the simple past, the situation that interrupted, and then the situation in progress, then you would say something like, I had a bad dream while I was sleeping. Okay, so that's the only difference, but the idea is the same. So that was the first topic. Remember that we used two tenses, the past continuous, right, with ing, remember, and the use of was or were, and the simple past, remember, subject and then the verb in the simple past. The second one, we're going to add another tense, and the tense we're going to be adding is the past perfect. So remember that we have a situation in action, which was the past continuous, the one we just mentioned in the previous one. We have the situation that interrupts, which is the simple past, which we had in this first part. And the third one we're going to add is the past perfect, a situation before that action, before everything happens. So it would be the first situation before the rest of your story happened, right? So we have a small example right here. We have the three tenses, the three situations, and remember, it depends on the order, but the idea will be the same. So the situation in action that we have is while I was studying for the quiz, right? This is the situation that is going on. Then what interrupted this studying for the quiz? I remembered about my homework. Okay, so this idea or this thought interrupted your studying, right? I remembered about my homework. Again, because it interrupts this action, we're going to be using the simple past. And before that, so before any of this story, we have another tense, right? The past perfect. Fortunately, I had read part of my article in the morning. So it gives you the idea that before you were studying, before you remembered about your homework, before that, then you remember that you had read part of your article. So you had done a part of your homework, and you realize that. Okay. So this is the third tense, the past perfect. And again, we have the graphic here to show what's going on in your story. So we have number one, remember, while I was studying for the quiz, which is the situation in action. I was studying for the quiz. This is the situation in progress. Then number two, it says that you remembered about your homework. So you were studying and then you, oh my God, my homework. Okay. It's right here, the situation that interrupted this action. So you remembered about your homework. And then you say, oh, well, fortunately, I had read part of my article in the morning. So, oh, yes, in the morning, I remember I started doing my homework in this situation right here. Okay, and this is the past perfect. I had read part of my article in the morning. Remember that the past perfect has the auxiliary had and the verb in the past participle, read. Okay, so this is kind of the idea compared to the first one where you have a situation in action and then a situation that interrupts that action. We have here a situation in action, a situation that interrupts that action, but a situation at the beginning, right? Before, this is like your story, and this is something before anything occurred, okay? Way before. So as you can see, we saw three tenses, okay? The simple past, the past continuous, and the past perfect. Okay, so this is the end of the first lesson. I will see you in lesson number 2 to continue and just give some examples about a story using these tenses. Okay, so have a nice day. See you later.